Welcome to the Ohio State of Mind podcast. This is your host, Josh Keatley, and with me, we have a very special guest, the one, the only, Donovan James. Donovan, how you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. Blessed to see another day. Ready for the college football playoffs, man. I'm super excited. That week off was fun, but I'm ready to get back to it now. Thank you, Josh, for having me on, man. Always appreciate you and Chris having me on the show, man. Where is Chris, man? Where is he at?
Yeah, Chris has got some family shit he's doing tonight. With the
I
holidays
feel
coming
bad.
up, he had to knock it out.
No,
Yeah,
yeah,
but
knock it
yeah,
out
man, we
early.
appreciate you
That's
coming
smart.
on,
Get it out of the
bro.
way. Yeah.
Yeah. But your boy Fernando won the Heisman. You called that months ago.
Man, I'm excited. Yeah, I did call it. I did call. I gotta pat myself on the back for that one. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
happy for Fernando Mendoza. His speech was great, man. It got me fired up. Got me a little. Me and my girl were watching it. It got us a little emotional watching that speech, and I'm happy for Fernando. Everything. I interviewed Fernando one time. Obviously, working for Hoosier State of Mind. Shout out to all the people that have been sending me some Indiana gear. I got a couple shirts, at the crib. But no, Fernando's great. Um. Great kid, great character. Ever since he was at Cal, really, and then coming over this year playing at Indiana, been sensational. Won the big game in the Big Ten championship, and just catapulted his way to the Heisman. So I'm happy for him. Obviously not coming back for a senior season next year. He's already graduated uh, twice. He's got a master's coming in this year, so he'll be gone. He'll probably be a top five or number one overall pick. But I'm just happy for him. His family, Alberto, his mom dealing with MS and everything. So just shout out to Fernando Mendoza, Signetti, Indiana staff, everybody,
yeah,
Chandler
man.
Whitmer. List goes on and on, but everybody in that building for Indiana.
Yeah, yeah. Fernando, he is a very nice guy. There's no doubt about that. There's no
Yeah,
doubt about that. His post game speech at the Big Ten championship was borderline fucking cringeworthy. But
he's a little corny, but I mean it's
but I don't.
authentic though. You know what I mean? So it's
I'd
just really
rather
that's
have
just
that.
it.
I'd rather have that type of corny than the Pavia type of corny, where it's like, dude, you're going too far, bro. Too hard,
Diego
bro.
was wild, and yeah, Diego went on a media tour. I mean, I love Diego too. That's the two ends of the spectrum I like. I like the crazy wildness of Diego Pavia, and I like Fernando Mendoza. I like both those guys. And then Julian too, your guy, my guy. From back home, back in San Diego, Julian saying, got to shout him out. He'll be
Yeah,
the winner next year maybe. And then obviously Jeremiah Love is since I can talk sensational as well. So all those guys, man, all
that's who
four
I
of those
thought.
guys. You thought
If Notre Dame
Jeremiah?
if Notre Dame was better, I thought Jeremiah Love should have won it. I just thought that the
I thought you were gonna say Julian.
no, because I don't think that you can. That was my problem with Julian and Fernando is that like they stepped into situations where the guy before them was pretty good. You know what I mean?
Right.
But Jeremiah Love, like he elevated that Notre Dame offense, and early in the season too, that Notre Dame offense kind of ran through him before CJ Carr kind of caught his feet, but I don't know, dude. He had that one run too where he broke all those. He's just got some highlights, man, that are just unreal, underappreciated, in my opinion. But
Yeah, he
if it
was
was
sick.
10,
I
20
think.
years ago, he would have won it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, or if they had to beat Miami or A&M, one of those two. He didn't play good versus Miami, but A&M he did. But if they had
Yeah,
won one of those games, they would have obviously been in, and he could have won. But all those guys are great, man. Even the guys on the bat, Jacob Rodriguez, he finished fifth, I believe, and Gunnar Stockton
yeah,
finished seventh. There's a bunch of guys in that ballot, man. That really Trinidad, I think, was on there, if I'm not mistaken. Jay Chambers was on there, so
yeah, man.
it's
D
cool to
two
see like
train.
a Ferris State D2, guy on there on the ballot for the Heisman is super cool. So. Shout out a lot of young guys too, man. A lot of
Yeah,
these guys are coming back next year. A lot of those guys on that list they're coming back. So including
yeah,
Jeremiah
man.
and
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
Julian. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be interesting for next year. But dude, let's talk about the big news, dude. The big news, bro. We have not talked about the podcast. It happened a couple days after we released last week's episode. Sharon Moore gets fired as the head coach of Michigan, and then loses his fucking mind.
Yeah, that's like a good way to say it. That situation is wild, bro. It's crazy. I don't even know where to start. I'll let you start. I'd rather let you start with it. You're like way more outspoken than me. I could say a lot, but I want. It's your
So
show.
the weird part to me now again, some of this is rumor and speculation. I feel pretty good about what I'm saying because I spoke to a couple people that are very in the know at Michigan. This is not my Ohio State people. I reached out to my Michigan dudes, and the
Okay.
crazy part to me was that Sharon Moore just he. My understanding is that he kind of saw it coming. First of all, second of all, he was banging this chick for like a while. Like this was not something that was like, "Hey,
It
guess who's
wasn't
fired?"
random. Yeah.
No, no, and the overreaction and like threatening to kill yourself and drive into the chick's house, and it's like, dude, like you're the head coach of Michigan. It's not like you got fired at a D3 school. Like you'll get another job. You'll get another job. You know what I mean? Like maybe Harbaugh hires you as the offensive line coach. You take a charge for assistant or what. It's like, dude, you don't. But now he's done, dude. No one's gonna hire him now. It's one thing to bang your assistant. It's another thing to do this murder suicide plot, right? We see coaches
Yeah.
bang assistants all the time, and then they get fired or they get scolded, they move on, and then they get fired from Auburn, they go down to Liberty or whatever, or whatever. But
That's
like you can't do the fucking cross state trip to murder suicide the chick. Like it was just I don't know what the fuck he was thinking, dude. That's crazy, man.
he's got
It adds another layer to the psychotic nature of this whole thing.
Yeah, the layer that it was before when that news broke was insane. Like I just went on X and was like, Sharon Moore got fired. And I was like, what the hell? Like this went 9-3,
Yeah,
could possibly win 10 games. Like I know they like got blown out by Ohio State, but I'm like, damn, dude, like fire. But then I had heard stuff too. I don't have probably as many Michigan guys as you. I'm not a Midwest guy, but I talked to a former player that I know pretty well that played for Sharon Moore when he was at Michigan, had just started, and he was like, "Yeah, man, there's been rumors about some stuff going on, but nobody really knew. It was just like off the field stuff. It's all they heard." Um, yeah, off the field stuff. Say it lightly, but like that layer that you were talking about with him going to the chick's house and threatened to kill her and kill himself. Like, yeah, you can't have that, man. And then just
because
the image of him like in
you're
jail with the interview. I mean, it's just the black and white photo.
dude.
I'm sure everybody saw. Like, it's
Yeah,
just.
man, he's done. He's done. You weren't
I
done.
won't say he's. I don't know. The only reason I don't say
Yeah.
he's done is because of his age. He's only 39. I don't know if a lot of people realize Sharon Moore was so young, but he's only 39. I'm disappointed in him. I hate to do this, but like you're as a black man, dude, being a black head coach at Michigan, like that's a top. I know this is a Ohio State podcast, but that's a top 10 job in the country. Like to get an opportunity like that
I'm not gonna
as a
argue with
young
you.
black man is like you don't get chances like that, man. Like it's Michigan. This isn't Michigan, even Michigan State or like Eastern Michigan. Like this is the Michigan Wolverines. Like he just won a natty cheating, or not cheating like that, but cheating, I guess you could say. Just won a natty with Coach Harbaugh, and you get
Yeah,
a chance to get thrown into this job, and you're on third base too. You're talking about Ryan Day on third base. He's on third base. You know what I mean with this job, and you just fumble it completely,
yeah,
and you fumble it because you lost some games, and because you just yeah you're married with three daughters, and you're banging 22-year-old assistants, and then paying double, triple her salary, whatever it
that
is, and
was
you're spending 80. I heard 82,000 on DoorDash was spent. Like, come on,
well,
dog. Like, I
that's
know you make 5.5 million a year, but like, you don't think like your wife's gonna find out about that? Like, come on,
so so.
keep it real. Like,
We got
it's a
Will in the
L. It's
chat.
a L for sure.
Who was the
What's
coach of Arkansas did the same thing? Bobby Petrino. Bobby
Bobby
Petrino
Petrino?
got in a
Bobby
motorcycle accident,
Petrino.
and it was in a
That
neck
was
brace. That's neck press
was
press.
that worse than Sharon Moore though?
No, that's my whole
No,
point.
with the
That
neck brace though, and the
because he didn't try to murder suicide. That's my whole point. Is that like
yeah, that's bad.
if he wouldn't have done that last part,
That's
no one would
bad.
have fucking cared. When he got fired,
He
when
didn't
he got fired,
actually try to kill her. Apparently, like he said he was. Just to, I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying that's
it
what
don't matter,
there was an actual like he didn't put like he put a knife to his own neck. Like he never
dude. It don't
physically.
fucking matter, bro.
No, it doesn't matter. But I
Like,
mean, Adam Schefter was saying that he went to Michigan, so of course he's gonna
well,
try
so
to. Yeah, I don't know.
but so like when I let me preface this by saying I don't think Sharon Moore is a bad coach. I think he
No, he's
got
a good
thrust
coach.
into a situation, and the situation wasn't as great as everybody thought. Harbaugh took what he wanted. It was a senior-laden class, and Sherrod
Mhm.
Moore was kind of in over his head. And then, well, from my understanding too, is that he was spending a lot of time. As soon as he became head coach, things started to fall apart. He was trying to become Harbaugh instead of just being himself. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Ryan Day's not Urban Meyer, and he was immediately not Urban Meyer, right? And you got to be okay with that. Sherrod Moore was like, I'm Harbaugh. I'm going to be Harbaugh. And the wheels kind of fell off. Like you said, that's when kind of things kind of went full force off the field too. You know, he doubled that chick's salary. He was kind of being a dick to some assistants and stuff like that. His whole attitude and his mindset changed. But I don't think he's a bad coach. I think a lot of
No.
that can be blamed on the fact that he got such an important high job at such a young age and didn't know how to handle it, right? You know, most guys have to work their way up to be the head coach of fucking Michigan, right? He didn't really have to do that. It just kind of got sprung on him, and I think it's a lot of pressure. And I think that so. And when we found that he got fired, I called my buddy, and the first thing we said was, he's not a bad coach. He'll land on his feet. He'll land on his feet. He'll go coach at like Eastern Michigan, and he's got a chance to bounce back from this because everybody kind of knew the cards were stacked against him. You know what I mean? Michigan's gone through a lot of shit the last 5 years.
I know he didn't get. I just know when that happened, he didn't get fired because of. I mean, that team, like I said, dude, they go 10-3 this year. Like, that's not a disappointing season for Michigan. That's a good season. Like
So
with all the turnover they just had, like that's with a 17, 18-year-old quarterback that's gonna blossom into maybe something special. Like you would think if that stuff didn't happen, that Sean Moore would kept his job. I mean, like it's not like they were like 6-6 or something. Like, yeah, like I don't understand. But
so
well, now I do understand, I guess, you know.
we got a comment from Will. First, my thought was karma, but after seeing him court, I feel bad for him. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I feel bad for him and his family for sure.
Yeah,
And
I
the
don't.
girl involved, the side mistress or whatever. Feel
Yeah,
bad for her.
I don't know if it's this. I mean, it's such a heavy thing. I don't think it's karma, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know Sharon Moore as a human. Um,
Oh yeah, I
but
don't.
I think that the Bryce Underwood thing kind of played into this, dude. From what I was hearing, is that they were really upset with his inability to try to evolve the pass game, and that he was having meetings with people throughout the season, and he showed no interest in hiring a new offensive coordinator. He showed no interest in opening the offense. And they were like, hey, dude, we paid this Bryce Underwood kid a shit ton of money. What the fuck are we doing? And
I
when
get
they
that. I
lost,
just think it takes like I would say at least 3 years to get your system in place, like your own.
I wouldn't have fired him. I wouldn't have fired. But my understanding was that they were going to fire him because they did not like him. They did not like what he was going to do
Yeah.
with Bryce Underwood. And that played a role. Rumor has it is that they've been talking to Kalen DeBoer for months. For months. That's the rumor. They knew that my understanding too. Here's the sick part too.
That's
This is the part.
interesting because I heard the opposite that like Kalen is never wants to leave Alabama. But I'm not saying you're not wrong. I'm just
Oh,
saying,
I don't know. I don't
yeah.
know. I haven't heard
I've
from
heard that
Kalen.
Kalen, and then Kalen came out with that statement, obviously too. Like,
I don't know. I don't know anything about Kalen DeBoer, what he wants, but I do know from people that are very close that this has been going on. They knew that they were going to fire. They knew that Moore was on the watch list, the hot seat for a long time, and Moore knew that too. Now, here's the sick part, Donovan. As far as the infidelity and him fucking around with his assistant, right?
right.
Oh, shout out! Thank you for noticing the sweet chest hair. Thank you guys. What's so? My understanding is that they knew that he's been banging this chick for years.
Oh,
basically,
wow.
Basically, they knew as soon as he was promoted to head coach, right?
Really? Okay.
That's my understanding.
Okay.
And they kept it in their back pocket.
Oh, wow.
Until they wanted to fire him. Okay. And
that's some shady shit. Is that why what's his name got fired too? What's the 80s name that just got fired? The one
Ward
that fired
Manuel?
Teron Moore got fired.
Did Ward Manuel get fired finally?
Ward Manuel got fired, yeah. He got fired on Friday.
Really? Dude, I don't know if that's true. Let's look that up.
No, he did. He did. He got fired for sure. Ward Manuel got fired. Like the day after, like 2 days after, I want to say.
No, dude, he's not fired yet, man.
He's still employed? It's just rumors?
Yeah,
okay.
Dude. Yeah, so they knew that they were officially going to fire Sharon after they lost to Ohio State. Okay. But they wanted to wait until after signing day to do it officially. It's kind of shady, right?
That's all shady, man. That's just Michigan for you. Just kidding.
It's they've been a little bit, and I this is not, and I want to be very clear too, because this can be a very, when I was talking to my Ohio State buddies and my buddies that were not connected to Ohio State, they were kind of like, I wanted to be very non-biased about this. So I made sure to reach out to all of my Michigan people as well. And this is where I'm getting all this information. Right? They're at this point, Michigan fans and people that are close to the program realize this whole thing's a shit show. You had Connor Stallions, okay? You had what was his name? Alex Yu, the dude that was trying to bang 13-year-olds.
What? Who was that? I don't know about him.
He was a low-level GA.
Okay.
Who was, I don't know if he was GA, like intern or whatever, who was recorded trying to have sex with a 13-year-old at like Meyer, and he was wearing his coaching gear. Okay. And they fired him the next day, but still.
Man.
And then they had the offensive coordinator, Matt Weiss, Matt Weiss,
yeah.
Who was busted stealing photos, hacking into girls' accounts and taking their photos.
Yeah, Michigan, what they got go? What's going on in Ann Arbor for real, man?
No, it's just a
going
weird.
On in Michigan is crazy. Dude.
On top of that, too, they handled COVID weird too. Right?
Yeah,
now,
I remember that.
I don't want to get political, right? I don't want to talk about how if COVID is right, COVID is wrong. COVID, I'm not talking about COVID. I'm talking Michigan against when they had to play Ohio State in 2020. They canceled the game because too many of the players had COVID. Now, around that same time, the hockey team, the majority of the hockey team tested positive for COVID, but they supposedly changed the medical records to show that they weren't, because they didn't want them to lose a game because they were ranked so high. And that was roughly the same time period. It was just they've handled a lot of things poorly. And on top of that, too, Juwan Howard, the basketball coach, didn't he hit a fan or whatever and hit a player? And
Juwan was wild too. Yeah. He
It's just the athletics department up there is in a fucking weird place, dude.
Well, that's why Warde Manuel might. I mean, I'm sorry I misspoke. He's not fired. You're right, but he is still on the hot seat, and he could get fired, but he's not actually fired yet. So I'm sorry I said that wrong, but I'm glad you looked that up. But he probably deserves to get fired because you're athletic director, dude. You can't be having all this. This is under your watch. He's been there since 2015, 2016, I believe. So like all the stuff everything you just named happened under his watch.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
He hired, and I get it. Like Michigan is now, we'll say they're good. They won national championship. Their basketball team is number one in the country right now, or top 5, whatever. I'm not keeping up with college basketball too much, but they're good. They made some runs. I don't know about their hockey team or whatever, but they've won. You know what I mean, under Warde. But at some point, you gotta have some type of, you know what I mean, stability.
It's a weird situation. We got a comment. Will, if this is true, what keeps Moore from spilling the beans? Because Moore, first of all, I don't know if it's like
he can't do shit after what he just did. Now, like what you just said made so much sense, because like anything Sharon Moore had leg up is gone with the murder suicide or however you want to call the thing with the girl's house and getting arrested, breaking and entering, all that stuff. You can't do that, dude.
And there's a rumor out there. This is I don't know if this is true or not. The other stuff I feel pretty confident about. I don't know if this is true or not. He was banging some other people.
Oh, too. Man. So I don't you believe that stuff, because I know a lot of like the OnlyFans models are coming out and stuff. Like I feel like that's cap. They just want clout. You know what I mean? Like feel like he wasn't messaging. I mean, it could be true now. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying. I feel like when a man, gets down or a woman gets down, whatever, like people just start coming out of the woodwork and be like, "Oh, I was texting him too."
You're 100% right. You're 100%. I don't know what to believe. All I know is that I don't think Moore has any.
Can't put yourself in that situation.
He fucked himself, like you said. He overreacted. When he overreacted like that, he fucked himself. All right, we got another comment here. I don't think Michigan knew about it. Human nature would suggest no such act, knowing Moore's married and has 3 kids. Sounds like recently the school got word of it and couldn't find anything.
I think
I
I heard it was recently too. I personally heard it was more recent. They haven't known for 2 years. I never knew that. That's an interesting. You could be right. I have no idea, but I'd never heard that.
again, I don't know for sure. This is coming from Michigan people. This is not coming from gossip artists. This is coming from dudes that I know that are associated with Michigan. And my understanding is that they knew forever.
I mean,
Basically as soon as he doubled that bitch's salary, they were like, okay, bro, what are you doing? What's going on here?
yeah, because her salary is probably like,
It was 50 and then it was 90.
yeah, bro, like doing the same job. That's sketch. Like, no one's gonna give you
Yeah.
like if I saw that at my job, like, and I was I'm a manager. I'm like, bro, okay, that's weird. Like, you know
And I
what
and
I
I
mean?
and I
Like,
don't want to be and I don't want to be so nihilistic, but like I don't think that they care. That's the thing that's the key part, right? And I don't think Ohio State would. I don't think Ohio State's any better than Michigan. Let's use Urban Meyer as an example. I'm not saying that this is what happened, but if Urban Meyer was banging chicks on the side, you think Ohio State would give a shit?
well, he did that
No.
in Jacksonville, not in.
As
But
long as
no.
you're winning, they don't care. Just like at Michigan, if Sharon Moore would have beat Ohio State, they would have covered this up. And that's not a
Okay,
Michigan thing. That's not a Michigan thing. That's an everywhere thing because no one cares. No one cares if they bang on.
I was gonna ask you that. I was gonna ask you that. But okay, all right. Let me ask you this because you already said it, but it's a hypothetical. You think that Michigan had to be Ohio State? Well, might have been in the playoffs though. That's why the only reason that's an asterisk to it because they might have waited.
I don't know why the expectations were so high. I think it's less about the wins and losses. I do know my understanding is that the Ohio State loss was
The
the
icing on
final
the
nail in the coffin. But I don't think it was about wins and losses. I think it was more about they were getting scared Bryce was going to leave or Bryce was unhappy. And the boosters there. I think what happens a lot in this new era of college football with NIL and all this shit is that you get people that are now not involved. They typically wouldn't be involved. They're involved now, right? Like I think that's what makes Texas and Texas A&M such hard places to play and down south specifically or to coach because they don't have like Ohio State's. I'm not saying Ohio State's an easier place, but Ohio State they get
no, it's
most of
not.
their money. They get most of their money from an abundance of people. There's a lot of there's like 7 million people like me donating, which I don't. I want to be very clear. They ain't gonna get my fucking money, but there's a lot of dudes, normal dudes like me, that donate money to the NIL fund, right? But at Michigan, it's not.
Michigan's got Larry Ellison, who's one of the richest men in the world.
Yeah,
Dave,
Dave
obviously from
Portnoy.
Barstool,
Those
like
dudes,
Dave. Yeah, like
you don't write those big checks and not get a fucking say, right? And that happens down south. That happens at we hear these former coaches like
yeah, that
Tom
happens.
Herman talk about it.
Yeah,
Because these guys they go out, these billionaires, they go out they throw these money around and they think that they get a say. Like, well, no, it's my money, I get a fucking say, right? So I don't
most of
know if it's
that.
less
Yeah,
about the
most of that.
wins, it's more about where they invest a lot of money in Bryce Underwood and they feel like they're wasting it. Is was my some was
Right.
some of the feed was some of the vibe that I was getting, and that's why they were calling Kalen DeBoer.
Well, my question wasn't more so about like wins and losses. It was just what you said about like if they had a beat them, would have came out because they would have been 10-2. I mean, I think it still would have came out. I mean, but what I was thinking in my head is they still would have made maybe would have made the playoffs if they beat that. So I think they would have held on to it until after, obviously. Like
Yeah, if I just I don't I'm not gonna sit
the
here and
timing is what I was just talking because you talked about signing day, but like I just don't think. I mean, I don't know. Like it's just messy regardless. I don't know. I don't even know.
it
It's
does
a lot. It's a lot.
the timing just doesn't add up. I 100%
It
believe
doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't.
I 100% believe that they knew. I 100%, I've heard it from enough people. I 100% believe that they knew. I don't believe
New
that
2 years ago or new like 2 weeks before.
I believe that they knew at least a year ago.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, they knew long enough to know to fire him. Now, I'm not bashing Michigan because Ohio State would do the same thing if Ryan Day was banging chicks and they were winning, no one would say anything. I'm not saying every coach is like this, but I don't think that it's an anomaly for these millionaire dudes to bang chicks. I just don't. I don't. I think that there are a lot more Bobby Petrinos and Hugh Freezes and Sharon Moores than we probably realize. But when you do that and you don't win or you don't do what they want you to do, you're going to get fired, and that's what we witnessed. Um, you know, it is what it is. I don't know what they do from here. If you're saying Kalen DeBoer has no interest, I find that hard to believe considering how weird Alabama is. I think Alabama is probably a really hard place to be because they expect everybody to be like Saban, but Alabama's not. They're not. They're not it anymore. They don't have the financial backing of some of these schools now that everybody's paying players. Um, I do think that Kalen DeBoer is a real legitimate choice for Michigan, and I think that if he gets hired, Ohio State's got issues because Kalen DeBoer's a good coach.
Again, yeah, I mean, I could see it. I think it just comes back to timing again, though. How long do you want to wait?
I don't know,
I mean, they play on Friday. Like, if he beats Oklahoma on Friday, you gotta wait another week. You wait another week now, and then you're waiting another week, and then
but we don't know. We
I mean, who knows how long? I mean, Alabama's in the playoffs. It's not like they're just sitting at home chilling. Like, if they didn't make the playoffs, I think DeBoer. I still don't think he would go to Michigan, but I think they'd have a better chance. I don't think. I've also heard like they're gonna go with Biff and just wait till next year to get a coach. I've heard that a
I'm
lot.
telling you,
I think I said Jed Fish. I said Jed Fish immediately because that just makes too much damn sense. Like he is an amazing coach. I wanted him to get the Florida job because he went to Florida. He was a J under Steve Spurrier. He didn't get that job or whatever. I think he's a better coach than John Summerall personally, but whatever. That's their loss. Jed Fish is my guy. I've been rocking with Jed Fish for a minute. I would love to see him in Michigan. I think that's their best bet. I know they want Dillingham. I know they want DeBoer or Gruden, Jesse Minter. All these names have been thrown out, but Jed Fish is my guy. That's who I would pick. I think that's the perfect hire for Michigan and to
I
me.
think the problem with Jed Fish, I don't dislike Jed Fish.
And you saw
It's
what
that
he's doing at Washington too. I mean,
he's kind of got like a Walt Harris vibe to him. He was kind of like that at Arizona too, where it's like he has just enough pieces to where he can win some games, but he never really wins the big ones. I don't like with Washington. They beat the shit out of Boise State, but like,
but what if he can have? But he's at Michigan though. That talent, like you're at
that's
Washington.
fair. That's fair. Your argument's
Well, look what he
fair.
did with Arizona. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, they were okay, but they weren't like lighting the world on fire.
they were
Right, you know what I
two
mean?
and 2-10 the year before though.
Right, yeah. Like I said, maybe you're right. I just think that Kalen DeBoer is more like
No, DeBoer's a better coach than
fuck
Jed
you, dude.
Fish. No, I agree. No, DeBoer is a better coach than Jed Fish, but
We got
I just don't
yes,
think DeBoer
Bama,
just
Bama did in
did.
fact have a top 3 recruiting class. They did, but we know that as
Yeah,
far as like
it's Alabama.
NIL,
Like, I mean,
yeah, as far as like NIL goes and money and stuff like that goes, we know that Alabama is not one of the big dogs. They're up there. They're probably top 10, top 15, top 25 big dogs, but before they were the biggest dog. Now they're not, right?
It's wild. It's wild that we're saying. I know people. I talk to Alabama fans all the time. And it's like we're down. I'm like, dude, y'all are still in the play. Like it's just crazy. I know they're not. They lost in this championship, but they're like, and just talking to other fan bases, they would love to be in the top 12. Like Michigan fans, right? Like they had.
the
I know they
athletic
just made the
director,
playoffs, but
the athletic director was begging for money during the spring, dude. Like they're just not where they were.
Alabama. I mean, they're Nate Oakes, the basketball team. They've got Alabama has money. Like you said, it's top 10. It's not the best anymore, but it's still.
I don't know
like,
if it's even top 10. It's definitely top.
Dude,
It's definitely top
They have
25.
a lot.
Because they compared to Oregon, compared to Miami, compared to USC, compared to Ohio State. I mean, even compared to Michigan, compared to Penn State, they don't
Got
fucking
to throw.
compared to Iowa State.
I think Alabama probably spends more on football than Penn State.
We should look that up. We should try to
We
figure
should
that out.
look. I don't know. Your boy Brock was like talking shit about Penn State not having as much money as like people think.
Bro.
So I don't know. I think they have a lot. He said that, not me. So
Think about it, dude. Think about how many people they brought back. But I don't know. But what we got. But why do we think Michigan is the prime place to go? Still, there's a lot of because first of all, the baggage still includes a national championship. Second of all, they have money, and they're whoever they hire is going to be automatically one of the top 5 highest paid coaches in college football, maybe the highest paid
That's Michigan's a brand. That's not a college football team. That's why I talk about
Yeah, dude.
Michigan.
Yeah,
And I'm not. I have no ties to Michigan at all. But the Michigan Wolverines are a brand, not a
yeah.
college. Good
That's
college.
because they were paying people before it was legal. Oh, 100%. 100%. That's why Nick Saban got out, bro. He was done actually having to fucking coach. It's probably impossible because of the circumstances, but what's the chance of Matt Patricia? Dude, that would be, honestly, I don't think that's a bad idea, bro. I think Matt Patricia would be a good head coach in
He's.
college. Look at
I
you. You
don't think.
hate it. Idea.
No, I don't think he. I just don't think he would stay. You'd be looking for a new coach in 3 years.
I don't know, dude. He's pretty humbled, bro.
You don't
That
think
is,
he would win at Michigan and go straight back to the NFL?
I don't think so. That is a man who's fully aware of everybody hating him. That's a man who's fully aware. I think that's why Ryan Day hired him, because he was just a broken and beaten man. Dude.
That's not who Michigan needs right now. Though somebody that everybody hates. They need like a nice guy,
I don't think everybody hates him now.
like Jeff Fish.
So. That's fair. I think that Matt Patricia. Is he's done with. I think he's done with the NFL. But,
You think he's done with the NFL? Dillingham would be good too. I know everyone keeps saying that, but I think he's gonna stay at his school for now. I don't know. I mean, eventually he maybe leave ASU.
I wouldn't want Dillingham because we don't know if he's a one-hit wonder. That's why I wouldn't hire him. Maybe he's not, but we don't know it yet.
Yeah, right? he's so like I don't know. I don't think he is. Yeah, at all. I mean, I think
he's only been a coach for one fucking 2 years, dude.
Yeah, I mean, but he, good coordinator everywhere he's been to. But I get it. I know that's just coordinator,
but and he was also a coordinator at a school. No, I'm not going to shit on that. You're right. Yeah, I'm
not. Oh, he's coordinator. He's coordinator for Bo Nix at Auburn and then at Oregon.
Yeah, you're right.
Bo Nix. Yeah, Bo Nix twice. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Florida State, I forgot who was it. What was the quarterback at Florida? I don't remember, but
Jordan Travis.
Yeah, Jordan Travis. So yeah, I mean, and then Memphis with Brady. I can't think of that. You remember that kid's name? Brady Hart. Brady Hart. Yeah. God, you remember Brady Hart from?
Was that his name?
Yeah, Brady Hart. He transferred from ASU with Kenny the first time to Memphis.
Is it Brady Hart?
Brady Hart from Newhall, California. He went to Hart.
No,
it's not Brady Hart. He went to Hart High School. It's
wasn't his last name Brady? No, whatever. Anyways,
I don't know. It's Brady something, but he went to Hart High School in California, but it's not Brady Hart. Brady White. There
you go. So we're at minute 33. So let's go ahead. Let's talk about some of the other coaches that have been hired before we move on to some of the bold predictions. Okay. So I'm trying to remember here. I wasn't very prepared for the show, obviously. Illinois, Minnesota, Nebraska.
There's a lot in the SEC. Yeah.
We're trying to focus on. We'll talk about the new Big Ten coach, Penn State. Penn State hired Matt Campbell from Iowa State. What are your immediate thoughts on that?
I loved it. I was on a podcast a day before, or like the night he got hired, I guess. And everyone was just so down on Penn State. What are they doing? This is blah, blah, blah. Penn State sucks now. They're not going to be good anymore. They can't find a coach. Losing recruits, and they get Matt Campbell. And I was like, just got to play the waiting game sometimes, Now, if they had a miss on him, I was like, I don't know who they would have gotten. But Matt Campbell's a great coach. He's a good fit. What he's done at Iowa State's been great to me. And I know, people say Iowa State, they haven't won that much. It's Iowa State. Like, he's made them consistent, tough, hard-nosed team, winning 8-9 games every year pretty much. Developed some guys there. Some really good NFL players at Iowa State. So I think he'll bring that toughness back to Penn State. And I think he's a guy that's young enough, where he, can be the next coach for 20, 25 years. I think he's 45 years old. So I think that's a great hire. It's not the number one hire I would have made if I was Penn State, but they missed on a couple guys. But at the end of the day, I think that's a good hire for Frank. No, the only thing is, with Franklin, is he a better coach than him? We'll see. Not necessarily, but it's still a good hire. I don't know if he's a better coach, so I don't know if it's a great hire, but it's a good one. I'll say good.
So I don't disagree with anything you said. But the key part there that I especially agreed with is that you said you didn't know if he was better than James Franklin, right? And I don't know if he is either. To me, he feels like the exact same fucking coach.
Yeah, he kind of does.
Yeah, he did at Iowa State what Franklin did at Penn State. The only difference is that Penn State James Franklin is a great recruiter, and Matt Campbell's not. But James Franklin also doesn't develop talent.
Yeah, Matt Campbell does. Yeah,
right.
Mm-hmm.
So they're the same, but either way, they had the same fucking results, right? That's the part that was confused about Matt Campbell. It was just like, why would you, I figured that they would hire. If I was Penn State, I would rather hire a high variance coach, a coach that's either going to win 12 games or 0 games on any given year, the one that's going to consistently win 9 games, because that's what you have. You have that. You don't want that,
I think
right?
that's what Matt Campbell ends up doing, winning 9. He'll get the occasional 11 in 2 year or whatever, but
Yeah, I
they're
don't
not
even.
gonna.
Yeah,
I don't think they're gonna be. That didn't move the needle for me enough to be like, oh, that's a national championship contender now.
no,
No, like
yeah.
it's the same.
I think he's on the hot seat in 3 years. Now he may be on that hot seat for 7 years because he's so hard to fire because he wins 9 games. But I don't think they're going to be happy with that.
I agree. That's why, yeah. Again, that's why I said good hire, not great.
They shouldn't have fired James Franklin. It was a dumb fucking hot fire. So Will asked Donovan, "Are you on the scope like autism? Is that what you mean? Like the spectrum?"
Maybe, probably.
I
Oh,
don't know
because
what the scope.
I don't know what the scope is either. I don't know. Ask him what the scope is, and I might be there. I don't know what
Will,
that
let
means.
us know what the scope is.
Yeah.
Scoop. Are you on the scoop, dude? Donovan's always on the scoop, bro.
Oh, the scoop. I was like, damn, autism. I mean, maybe, but no. The scoop. Oh, the scoop. I mean, yeah, I did try to be. I mean, so yeah, I mean, like, yeah, I taught the Michigan stuff. I mean, Josh probably knows more than me about that. Is all I can say. I don't know about the scoop for.
I
Depends on what they're
was so
talking.
surprised by how many Michigan dudes just opened up to me. They were just like, bro, here's what's going on. They didn't even fucking like, they weren't like mad that I was asking. Like, usually, like my Michigan friends, like if it's Ohio State week or whatever, like we don't talk, you know what I mean? Like, you just fucking get in your corners or whatever. But with the, like, so I had to be like, all right, like, I'm gonna bring this up, and I'm not making fun of you. I just want to know what's going on. They're like, bro, this is a shit show, dude. Here's what's going on. I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
Oh, Will says Buckeye Scoop. No, Donovan is not on Buckeye Scoop.
Oh no, 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 no. But okay, now we got something going. I was like Spectrum, Scoop, Buckeye Scoop. No, but I've always said, me, and I love my Big Ten family. I love Ohio State.
Oh yeah.
It's my Big Ten team, I guess, if I'm allowed to have one. Like I root for them, and their quarterback, is somebody I interviewed when he was 15 years old at the QB summit, working out with Jordan Palmer. So I love Julian. I'm so happy to see him, man, and New York this weekend. It was so awesome, like just seeing somebody you just talked to in high school a few years ago
That's awesome.
in New York. Yeah, already. So, and I know Julian's not the most exciting guy to talk to because Ohio media was kind of not showing him love. They're like, this guy's boring. I'm like, yeah, that's Julian.
Good one, guy.
He
All
is.
right, so we got another hire. UCLA hired Bob Chesney.
Yeah, yeah. That
Thoughts?
one, that's a good hire, and I'm happy for Coach Chesney and his team getting to play, Oregon this weekend, and yeah, that's somebody I thought Penn State was going to go after.
Dude,
If
yeah.
they didn't get Matt Campbell, I thought that was a guy they would go after next, just because he is from
Yeah,
Pennsylvania.
dude.
Yeah, he's a
That was
PA
that's
guy.
in my
Yeah,
opinion, that's a great hire. That's a great
yeah.
fucking hire.
For UCLA,
That's
that's a great hire. Yeah, that's
I
a
think
really
that is the best hire, you know, in maybe in all of college football. Like the
damn.
pushback that I was getting, I think that UCLA is going to be competing for a Big Ten championship in 3 years. Like
Really?
maybe like I think they're gonna be like on the outside looking in.
So you
I
think
think
this is another Signetti type of guy? Like, well,
yeah,
obviously he followed
yeah.
Signetti.
I think they're gonna win 10 games within 3 years.
Yeah,
I
a
you know
lot of
people
my UCLA friends are they don't. It's because they don't really know him. I will say, like, it's not a sexy hire at all. It's
dude,
very the
I
opposite of
think
a
it
UCLA
is.
hire. Like, this guy has no ties, not even to LA, like to the West Coast. Like, he's never coached like anywhere like out west. He's always been Massachusetts. He coached at Holy Cross and James
Bro,
Madison, the only two places I know he coached at. So like
he
John
and a lot
Hopkins, I think, yeah.
yeah, and a lot of the pushback I get is, oh, well, he just followed Signetti's footsteps, so it was easy for him. That's not really true. Signetti took all the good players.
No, that's why I give him credit.
Yeah, dude. Like,
Kamara, Fisher,
yeah, man.
um,
Surratt.
Elijah, yeah,
Yeah, dude.
Pawns,
Dude,
right? Was
and
Pawns there? Yeah,
yeah, and
yeah.
Chesney put that roster together, dude. He put that roster together, dude. Like I think, and then on top of that too, he won at Holy Cross, like consistently. Okay, and then he also won at the D2 level. Is that right? An Assumption,
Oh, I didn't know
which
he coached at Assumption.
yeah, an Assumption usually. I think that first of all, Holy Cross usually blows too. He built Holy Cross, and he also built Assumption. Like,
5 Patriot League titles in a row at Holy Cross.
yeah, dude, and I don't think they had that before, bro. And then he was at the NAIA level, I believe, too, and won there at that program that doesn't win. I think Bob Chesney is a
Yeah,
fucking
Google me,
dog.
I win. He's up there. He's not quite
Dude,
Signetti with Google me, I win, but he's up there because he's
yeah,
younger, obviously. But yeah, because Signetti has been coaching for so damn long. He's
I think
he's
that's
Signetti.
gonna.
I want to say Signetti was a very old hire. Like Signetti's already like one of the oldest coaches, and it's like just bursted on the scene. He's already like 70 years old,
Yeah,
but he looks young. But no, I like Chesney. I'm not out there with you saying that. I'll be happy to see that for them. But I like the hire. The only pushback I'm getting just being from the West Coast is like, can he recruit out there? Can he LA's different. You know it's different. The lifestyle's different. The fan base is different. It's just like everything's about LA is different. Can he bring I'm glad they took a right turn higher. I thought everybody was saying they're gonna go get this guy, get that guy, West Coast guy, basically one that fits UCLA. But I was like, they've already done that. They tried to do it with Chip. It didn't work. They
yeah.
tried to do it with Deshaun. It didn't
Now,
work.
and I do
And
want to add, Deshaun. Deshaun was a horrible hire. You and I talked about it. It was a bad hire. They should not have hired him. With
I
that
mean,
said,
yeah. But they had a
with
good
that,
staff around Deshaun. They
and with
tried to
that said,
make it work.
they fired him too soon because his struggles were struggles that you should have saw coming. It's like give the dude some fucking time, bro. They fired him after a year and a half. That ain't right.
They
They
were
fucked
awful though, Josh. They were
him.
they're the worst team in the Big Ten before they started. I mean, they got hot, but they really they died down a lot. Like the hotness was over fast.
Yes.
I mean, Neuheisel and Tim Skipper did a good job, but I mean, but that team has some talent. They just got. I like this hire because UCLA has lacked one major thing to me: toughness and grit. Two
Yeah.
things, and this is what this guy brings: that East Coast D2 school grit. He's gonna bring some of his guys over from James Madison, like Signetti did, and try to win. Maybe it depends what they do in the portal. It's hard to gauge how many games they're gonna win when you're getting transfers left and right. But I think they can win 7, 8, 9 games next year, possibly if they can do it right in the portal. Now, what is he gonna do building staff wise, and what is he gonna do in the portal? UCLA doesn't have money at all to be
Yeah.
throwing around.
Yeah. And James Madison, too, it should be noted, comparatively speaking, James Madison does have money. James Madison is one of the most I think they're one of the most financially stable. They're in a conference where teams were debating whether or not to move down because they have no money, and James Madison has so much money that they've argued about moving conferences to be at a better conference. Like James Madison has more money than every other Sun Belt school, basically.
Yeah. But I like the hire, Bob Chesney. It's just
I think it's great.
when I initially saw it, though, I was like, it just wasn't who I thought because, again, it's UCLA. They kind of always go after that former Pac-12 coach or West Coast guy. Like all the names you were hearing were like those type of names, and for them to go super right field, go this Northeast guy that's never coached out west, and never coached in FBS. Well, not FBS, excuse me, or Power Four. It
Yeah.
was, I think, surprise. A lot of UCLA fans I talked to, like I said, were like, interesting. But they do like that he's following Signetti because they think it could be a Signetti type hire where he
Yeah, dude,
instantly.
I think he's great. I think he's great. But we got one more Big Ten hire, and then we'll do some bold predictions. We'll move on.
Yeah.
Michigan State hired Pat Fitzgerald. This is another one where
I don't know about
I didn't like the Jonathan Smith hire because Jonathan Smith was a West Coast guy. I thought it was kind of fluky what he pulled off at Oregon State. But I do think he got fired too soon. I do think that Michigan State was improving. I do think that he was adding talent there, but it is what it is. They replaced him with Pat Fitzgerald. I like Pat Fitzgerald. I think Pat Fitzgerald got fucked at Northwestern. I do think that he makes Michigan State tougher. I mean, Michigan State's horrible. Michigan State's probably one of the worst teams in college football, if we're being honest. He's going to obviously make them not fucking horrible, but I don't see them being a contender. I see him making this team a bowl team. You know what I mean? Like I like Pat Fitzgerald, but I don't know. I would have thought they would go for someone more splashy, an underdog kind of higher. But it is
Typical
what it is, I
Michigan
guess.
State hire, a little brother hire.
Yeah,
Um,
a little bit.
I mean, yeah, they're gonna be tough, and I like Jonathan Smith. I mean, I liked him, being OC at Boise and Washington. I know Oregon State was a little fluky, but he did a pretty good job there. And brought over some guys. Aiden Childs came over with him. That didn't work out. I think that was kind of like he just transferred today too, so they went hand in hand. That didn't work
Dude, why
out. That
is he
was
transferring? That's a bad move.
oh, his coach is gone. He's probably that's the only reason he went to Michigan State is because
Bro, he's fucked, dude. He's not gonna start. He might as well stay there. At least he knows the lay of the land. That's a fucking He gonna fucking take
he's
the
too
bench.
soft to play quarterback for
Dude, he
Fitz.
was so bad, bro. He
Yeah, I
is so
know
not
he's
good.
bad. He has a lot of talent, but he's just not good. The only good thing I will say is he's a pretty young guy, so he has time. But
I mean, I
yeah,
like it. He shows flashes.
yeah.
I don't know why you would leave. I just don't think it's a good. Well, whatever. It is what it is.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean
Now,
that's what
Dylan
happens.
Rayola,
That's what happens when you commit for a coach,
sure,
you
yeah, he
know.
fucked up.
So,
I
but no,
think,
Jonathan Smith will bounce back. I don't know where he'll be assistant OC quarterback coach somewhere soon. I don't know where he'll land, but he'll go somewhere. And I like Jonathan Smith as a person, not just tough situation. Michigan State, yeah, it's a solid hire. They'll end up winning 7, 8 games a year and probably be straight there, 1-9 every now and then. Same shit at Northwestern. Probably a little bit. They
yeah,
have more resources, but
yeah, yeah. It is. It is what it is. I guess. I don't think it's a splash hire.
no.
Will likes it. How about Fitz? Think it's one of the top hires. Yeah, maybe it is. I mean, Fitz did have some pretty magical seasons in Northwestern, but he had some fucking bad ones too, bro. So we'll certainly see.
Mel Tucker set them back a decade, dude. Like, and speaking of people that messed up, that was pretty similar to Sharon a little bit.
Oh, dude, yeah, yeah, fuck yeah, it was. But Mel Tucker's deal too is that like he just never had a good reputation too. Remember he left Colorado like at midnight and didn't tell any of the
Middle of the
players and
night.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
dude. Yeah. We got another comment here. Crazy why Fitz got fired from Northwestern or was accused of a trouble pass. But see that Northwestern thing was such bullshit, dude. They fired him without they did the opposite of what Michigan did. They got an inkling that something weird was happening and they fired that motherfucker, bro. You know what I mean? So it's like
Yeah,
he,
because
he
Northwestern's a different type of school. Like, it's not. They don't put like sports first. Basically, is what I'm saying. Like Michigan's all sports. Like Ohio State or whatever. Like Northwestern, they really like sports is cool, but like that's not what you think about with Northwestern. To me, like it's the
yeah,
journalism program and like you know what I mean, like the
I
business program.
I don't think that they liked the rumors that are going. I tell you what, I think that Northwestern would have rather Pat Fitzgerald be banging his secretary than letting their players put their balls on each other's faces, which to me is weird, but whatever. Like I just didn't think I didn't even think it was that big of a deal to begin with, dude. Fucking doing the car wash when they fucking slapping dicks. Like,
No, it's not. But like
I just didn't
I
think it
mean
was.
that's
I just
technically
thought it
sexual
was.
harassment. But I mean, like in today's age, especially. Like, but to us, well, no, we don't care. But
Dude, I mean, it's just some dudes being guys, bro. Just
no, you're 100% right. But yeah.
do you remember when was it Micah Parsons? Everybody said Micah Parsons his stock was gonna drop because he slapped some dude's ass in the shower once, and they bitched about it on social.
Jerry Jones loved it probably.
Oh, dude, but it was such a fucking
Well,
dumb
not
thing.
that much because he traded him. But
That's yeah,
yeah, yeah.
that's awesome. All right, I think that's all the highs. Let's check out. Let's move on to the playoffs here or the bowl games. Dude, I'm so unprepared for this podcast. You
A
can
lot
totally
of
tell.
lot. I mean, almost most of the Big Ten is in bowl games. Like most of
Well,
them are.
we got the first playoff game Friday with Alabama and Oklahoma. God, this is a hard game to predict, bro.
Yeah, it was tough when they played. They just played, not that long ago.
Alabama's favored by 1.5.
Man, it started when that opened when the play released the playoffs. It was 1.5 for Oklahoma. So they flipped. That first game, man, I actually rewatched it. It was a really good game. Actually, it was ugly, but it was a good game. It was just physical. Obviously, it was 23-21. A lot of injuries in that game. A lot of injuries in this game. Looks like LT Overton is doubtful, is what they're saying. So he might not play. That's one of the best edge rushers in the country. And then you get R. Mason Thompson, one of the best edge rushers coming back. He didn't play in the first game, so it's going to be fun. I mean, Alabama's coming off an emotional loss, but I think you really find out who the best coaches and players are because that week is gone. You got to throw that out the window. If you're still sad about that Georgia loss in the SEC championship, you don't deserve to win. And I know you got to rally the troops and get those guys to play together. Obviously, this is a road game for Alabama. I think Oklahoma wins. Around the same score they won the first game, 23-21. I'll say 24-20, just to be different than the exact score. But I just think Mateer's getting healthier and healthier. He makes plays. Their offense is kind of messy, but I think they can make enough plays to win. It's tough. I really don't know who to pick in this game. It's the closest one, maybe. I like Ty Simpson a lot in Alabama's team, but I'm gonna go Oklahoma at home. I think they win.
Yeah, Will agrees. The Oklahoma Bama just seems off, not consistent, dude. I kind of agree with you guys. Yeah, man. Alabama, Ty Simpson was just in a fucking blender, bro, against Georgia, and they can't run the ball. So if they can't throw the ball, and
Yeah,
Oklahoma's got a tough defense, Mateer blows, but I do think he's getting healthier.
he's been playing. Yeah,
I
I
guess I'll
mean,
give the edge to Oklahoma. It's a tough. That was a tough one though.
it's tough too because I don't know who the hell's playing. Like all these injury reports are like so.
Yeah.
DeBoer is and Venables are both like not giving much. I know, like I said, LT Overton's supposed to be out, but if Jam plays that running back, because he is the best running back on the team, because their running game isn't good, but he's the best on the team. If he can play, that helps them a little bit. He didn't play in the games they lost. He didn't play in, so he didn't play in the Florida State game. He didn't play in the Alabama game, and he didn't play in the Oklahoma game. So, I mean, he's got to play. Like if Jam doesn't play, they have like no shot. And even if
Oh,
he
dude.
does. Even if
Yeah.
he does, like, I mean, I won't say no shot. That's a little wild.
Dude, they're
But
fucking running offense. Their rushing offense is horrible. It's horrible, and it's been bad all year. It's been bad all year.
yeah, like I'm not even saying Jam Miller's that good. Like he's the best runner on their team. But, I mean, losing Justice Haynes, I think, was a lot bigger than people thought. Coming, I think they just with Alabama, they got a bunch of 4 and 5 stars. But Justice was really good. Justice Haynes from Michigan, obviously left, but I do like Jam. I think if he could play, that helps them out a little bit. But you got to help Ty Simpson out, man. Like I think he's a really good quarterback, but like when you have to throw, he's not meant to throw the ball 50 times a game. He's not that type of quarterback.
Yeah, I agree. All right, next game, the Saturday slate. Miami takes on Texas A&M. Texas A&M is a 3.5 point favorite. Dude, I'm going Texas A&M here, dude. I think that their defensive line is just too good. I think that Carson Beck has no problem making mistakes. Um, so I'm going to go with A&M. As an Ohio State fan, I hope I'm wrong. I hope it is Miami because I think Ohio State smushes Miami. Um, but yeah, I'm going to go with Texas. I'm going to go with A&M.
Yeah, I've been back and forth on this game too, but I do have Miami, so we're gonna go a different
Ooh,
route. Um,
okay.
I love this matchup. This matchup's gonna be fun. This is a lot of NFL talent on the field,
Yeah.
playing each other. But you know what, man? Speaking of teams that have seem a little off and not playing that well lately, I mean A&M. Like I mean,
Oh, Marcel Reed has fallen off a cliff.
yeah, the game that they had to make that historic comeback versus South Carolina, and then obviously like
Who
get their
sucks?
butts kicked versus Texas.
Yeah.
Miami's kind of finding their stride a little bit. I mean, Miami. I mean, we were just talking about Miami being maybe the best team in the country. This is the same roster. They're healthy. They're actually one of the most healthy teams in the country. Like they don't have any starters on the injury report at all.
Yeah.
And then obviously about Malachi Tony and all these boys and
Yeah.
Ruben Payne, who's a monster, and
He is
what
a
they
monster.
have speed wise. I think they can match their speed. They can match their physical. It's gonna come down to who can make the less mistakes, Marcel Reed or Carson Beck. I'm gonna go with Carson. He's played in really big moments over his career. And I don't think they're scared to go on the road at Calville and win a game. I'm the opposite. I think Ohio State matches up better with A&M. I think that Miami is going to give Ohio State just trouble because speed. Ohio State's always faster than everybody. With Miami, you can make the argument athlete wise for athlete, like they
I
might
have
be. I think they're more athletic than some of the like Texas Tech and Indiana. Like, and those are some of the top teams. I don't know about like Georgia Ohio State, but
I
and
have
but
no confidence in Mario Cristobal outcoaching Ryan Day.
that's
That's why. That's the biggest reason why.
Cristobal. Yeah,
Yeah.
shoot, I don't even know if he can outcoach Mike Elko. That's the
Yeah.
only thing that scares me about this whole pick. Is
I know. I know.
it's gonna be
Um,
like it's gonna be like 4th and 1, and he like does some stupid like a reverse punt or something. I don't know.
classic. Classic. Next game, Tulane plays Ole Miss again. Ole Miss is favored by 17 and a half. I'm going to take Tulane, dude. Give me the points, bro. I think Tulane's fucking live, baby. Um, Ole Miss loses Lane Kiffin and they hired Pete Golding. And I don't know if Pete Golding can do it, right? Supposedly John Summerall's still going to be on the Tulane sideline. I think that they really want this. I don't think it's going to be as nasty as the last game. I don't think that the talent gap is that huge. I am taking Tulane in the set and the points. What are you thinking?
You said it's 17.5.
Yeah,
Mm, 17.5. Yeah, that's tough. Because I've really been wanting to take Tulane, but I thought the spread was higher. Yeah, I probably would lean Tulane. It's really about 17, 16 points. So yeah, I'll take Tulane just for the hell of it. I think they lose by about 14 to 17 points. But yeah, that's better than the first game, obviously. I don't know how
yeah,
much they lost by, but it was a
yeah.
lot
40.
to a little. Ole Miss is great. I mean, I still think they're a good team without Kiff. I think they got something to prove. Only thing I'm worried about is some of the talking, media wise. Like Trinidad was just talking about he'll see where he plays next year. Like that's not really what you want out of your quarterback in the playoffs.
No,
And then
dude, not at all.
another lineman was saying, yeah, like everything's on the table for next year. Going somewhere. I'm like, dude, that's not doesn't sound good. But they got Charlie Weiss Jr. They got Pete Golding. They got pretty much the same staff except Kiff. So I think they were getting really in their stride, man. They only lost that one game to Georgia, and they outplayed Georgia for 3 quarters. So I mean, I think Ole Miss is dangerous. I do think they win this game, but yeah, I'll say by 14. Tulane covers.
Last game on the slate, 7:30. James Madison goes into Eugene to take on Oregon, who's a 21.5 point dog. I'm taking Oregon, dude. I don't think this is the game. So you know me, I love small schools. I love small schools. I'm all about the small schools being in the playoff. I would not have had James Madison in the playoffs. I don't think that you should be. I know that they were 11-1, but they also scheduled like fucking Holy Cross or some shit, and they lost to the only Tulane beat Duke, who won the ACC, and then they beat Northwestern, who's bowl eligible team from the Big Ten. Like Tulane, like they have a tougher schedule than you can make an argument that Tulane's schedule is tougher than fucking their wins are more impressive than fucking Texas A&M's. Like you know what I mean? Like Tulane fucking put in goddamn work, bro. They lost to UTSA, who doesn't ever lose in the Alamo Dome. Like that was like their big sin. But James Madison, dude, they played fucking nobody, bro. They played nobody. And they got fucking bum rushed by Louisville. Oregon's gonna wipe the floor with them.
Yeah, I mean their best win was Washington State. I'd probably say.
And Washington State's not good, dude.
Yeah,
James Madison struggled with Troy in the Sun Belt Championship.
so
Troy
App
was
State they
losing.
beat the shit out of App State, but they're not the same App State
App
as we.
State blows. App State blows,
Beat
dude.
Louisiana, beat Southern, another bowl team. I'm just thinking of bowl eligible teams they beat. Like Liberty, I think is a bowl team, but
No,
Southern,
I don't think Liberty
they're
is.
not. Southern. That Southern win wasn't pretty at half, but they ended up winning by like 10 to 35. I think.
They do that a lot. We're like they're struggling. That's what happened with Troy.
Yeah.
Troy, they were
But
not
no,
good.
I agree. I agree with you. I'm not trying to make a case for James Madison. I do have a buddy that walked on and played football, James Madison. So shout out to Big Matt. But, but no, I got Oregon big. I think they win by like 30. It'll be kind of similar to like what was the big blowout last? There was a big blowout last year. I can't think. And there was a lot of blowouts in the first round. There was a really big one though. Wasn't it like SMU versus like Penn State or something?
Oh yeah, Penn State beat the shit out of.
Like 35 to like 3 or something, right? Like,
Yeah, yeah. I'm pretty sure
I think it's
Texas beat the shit out of Clemson too.
I mean, yeah, they did. Okay, Penn State was 38-10. Yeah, that's like my score for that. 38-10. That's the exact score I have. 38-10. Because
And
that
again,
going to the zoo, yeah, it's gonna be tough.
we talked about it last week on this show because we had some people in the chat saying that no no group of five teams should make the playoffs, and I completely disagree with that. 100%
disagree
disagree with
with
that.
that.
I think Tulane. I think Tulane is a good team with quality wins and a tough schedule. And I don't think that the talent gap between, I mean, the Big 12 and the AAC, I don't think the talent gap is huge, if at all. Yeah, but James Madison, they didn't beat anybody, bro. They played nobody. They struggled
Yeah.
a lot. That was my only bugaboo
Would have
about them.
loved to see like Notre Dame or but what I don't know who else was BYU or whoever else.
BYU.
You know,
Yeah, yeah. But it is
Texas,
what
obviously Texas. Yeah,
it is. What it is. Which is funny because I was talking about how Bob Chesney's great, and I'm talking about James Madison struggling this year. But I just don't think that they had the talent. They were just weird. They were rotating quarterbacks at the beginning of the year between Matt Sluka and Barrett and whatever. It is what it is. But yeah, man, we hit that hour mark. We got our predictions in. Donovan, we'll have to have you back on the show, bro, before Ohio State plays, dude.
yeah. I'm excited for the playoffs to start, man. That week off, like I said, it was good. It felt good. Just relaxing, not having good focus on NFL a little bit, but
Yeah.
happy to have college football back in our lives this week. FBS because we definitely had the FCS playoffs for sure. I know you
Yeah.
watched that especially, but my team got destroyed, Mercer, so we lost in the first
The
round.
head coach left, right?
Head coach left, quarterback into the portal, which I knew a second year in a row. Witt left last year to Oklahoma. He's actually the backup for Mateer, and then Brady Atkinson left. He was the FCS Jerry. He won the Jerry Rice Award,
Oh
and I was
shit.
really hoping we would kept him, but he's gone. He'll go somewhere UCLA maybe with James Madison's coach. I don't know where he's go, but anyway, man, I appreciate you having me on always. Thank you so much. It was fun talking ball and Sharon Moore's off the field
Yeah,
problems.
bro.
Hate
Yeah,
that
bro.
for him.
I'll keep you updated on that too, dude. But I appreciate you coming on. I'm sorry, but I'm sick. I got people texting me that they were disgusted by my tissue, my actions with the tissue. So I apologize, but I appreciate you guys coming on. Definitely follow us on X. We upload these the next day on Spotify as well. You can always DM me. We can talk about whatever you guys want us to talk about. Give us some ideas for the off season. You can follow me on X at Josh Keatley 16. Donovan, where can they follow you again?
Yeah, follow me on Twitter X at Don James Sports. Name remains the same. I appreciate y'all.
All right, and we're out of here.